Hey y'all, my name is Travis and welcome to Travis Brick's YouTube channel. So first off, you're gonna notice a bunch of change behind me, right? So this is why I've been a little slow on getting some content out. I've been massively redoing my Lego room, which I'll do a room tour at some point later. But so this is gonna change hopefully. I'm hopefully putting all my collectible minifig, my CMFs up here behind me on the wall. Um, and so hopefully you'll see some change in the area behind me over the next couple weeks as we kind of figure out the best way to make this room layout work. It's definitely opened up some more possibilities for me, which we'll talk about in a totally different video. Today's topic, though, is we're going to talk about alt builds. So if you are unfamiliar with what an alt build is, a alt build is basically a form of a mock. Mock stands for made your own creation. Make your own creation. Sorry. And that's a very common theme in the Lego community. Um, and alt builds are kind of a subset of them. It's basically taking a pre-existing set, or could be a couple of the same pre-existing sets, and making something totally different out of it. I have quite a few different examples of it in my city, and I have quite a few in my backlog. So I thought today I would show you a little bit about kind of what they are, why they are a good thing to do, and kind of how to go about doing them. So this will probably take a couple days for me to shoot. So if you see me change shirts and stuff, it's just because I'm gonna do it over a couple days because it's quite a little bit of a process. But I think alt builds are probably one of the easiest ways to grow your city in a financially effective way. It's not easy to come across all the old modulars to just add modulars to your like city. There's also only so many existing modulars available. So then you're stuck with either making your own stuff or finding something else. And it's really easy to go to the Lego store or go to Target, Walmart, whatever, pick up a set, bring it on home, and then make something totally different out of that. And that's really what the benefit of the alt build is that you can add some diversity into your city while using pre-existing sets. So you don't got to go to Bricklink and buy a bunch of parts. You don't have to raid a bunch of parts from your storage. You don't have to buy pounds and pounds and pounds of Lego to make something new. You can just go pick a set off the shelf and find instructions for it and make something else. So that's the process that we're going to look at today. I'm going to show you first some examples in my own city of kind of what alt builds look like, and kind of where they came from as well. Okay, so this might be one of my favorite examples of an alt build. So in the middle, obviously right here, we have the police station. This is an existing modular, which is retiring this year. Highly recommend you to pick this set up for these following two reasons. First, it's just a great set. Super lots and lots of fun to build. But to the left is the Daily Press, and to the right is a radio station. Both of these are built with the set that the police station comes as. So all of this is from just the police station set. All of this is from just the police station set. Using the exact same parts, just different instructions. And the interiors of these are fantastic. I will link where these, and we'll talk about finding these here in a minute. But these are fantastic examples of alt builds. The Daily Press also comes in a corner version as well. And this is just such a great example of how one set can expand into two other perfectly great buildings. And the nice thing too, for me, I think, is that they also kind of go nice together. So obviously I could put these across my city, but I thought that these looked best all together because they all kind of use the same color palette. So they kind of blend together really nice. It makes a really nice little corner here to my city. So let's take a look at a couple other alt builds that I have in the city here. So this is a hair salon version of 3 Queer Eye sets. The Queer Eye sets were great for alt builds. In fact, I have another alt build that used the Queer Eye set, which I'll show you in a second here. But this is 3 sets all put together. Basically, each floor is 1 set. Um, and again, it changes it into a totally separate thing. The Queer Eye set was just a little like almost stage set. And here it is, a full building with interiors, a back wall, the whole thing. Okay. Coming up here forward, this is 2 of the Sesame Streets sets put into one. Um, these 2 are Friends sets, alt builds. I don't remember which ones these are, which I'll probably put a little link here what they are. But again, Friends sets are usually pretty cheap, and you can make them into other buildings really easily. They're just going to add a lot of color to your city. And again, just another way to expand into more buildings and add a little bit more variety. Let's go on over here. So this is the other Queer Eye set, and I just recently did this one. This is one Queer Eye set into a really cool cafe. I posted some pictures of this on my Instagram, so make sure you go back and check that out. But this is just one set. I picked up for, I think, maybe $60 or so. And then obviously I added a couple more pieces. I added like this front sidewalk and the Mills plate to it, but it's all just pieces of that set. And I think I have one more alt build, which this was the first alt build that I did. And this is an alt build of the bookshop, the modular that is retiring this year also, or just did retire. Again, it changes it into one big building. Again, full interior. It's got a cool little courtyard access point there. And just such a great way to add some variety into your city. Okay, so this is rebrickable.com. And this is where I get all my alt builds from. And I'll show you a couple ways that I find them. I would say the biggest way that I find them, though, is by a couple of the creators that I follow do several of these. And so I always see their notifications on Instagram or wherever about their latest ones, or they are promoting one or whatever. So that's kind of where I see them the most. But this is the landing page for when you first come into Rebrickable. If you have not set up an account, you'll see this. You can go up here, create, log in if you are register. If you've already obviously log in. It is free to create an account. But it does cost money to buy some of the instructions. Some of the instructions are actually free. But a lot of the ones are actually paid, and it's not terribly much. So I've already logged in over here. And so if you've already logged, or if you have a account, this is kind of the landing page that you get. And a couple things I want to show you quick, kind of the account like that I've already used. So whenever I see one, I will like them. So I go back through here and I have a bunch that I've liked. Here's one of the ones that I just showed you, the modular music cafe from the Queer Eye Alternatives build. I thought I had another one of these that I had just done in here. But anyways, so as I go through them, I see them, I'll make sure to like them so that I can go find them easily. The 2 of my favorite creators for this type of medium is Brick Artisan and Brickative. They both make amazing models with very clear instructions, and they're fantastic to use. They do great work, full interiors. Highly recommend those like 2 creators, which you can obviously search by them. And then so after you've bought one, you actually have access to them forever. So you get PDFs that you can download and open them up and do them. So if we scroll down here, here's the radio station. Here's the daily press that I've done. This is the Seasons Cafe that was along the corner. There's the Sesame Street. There's the bookstore alt build. Oh, I forgot. There's the ice cream and noodle shop that I did. There's the fashion spa salon. The up house is technically a modification, not an alt build of the set. And then here's some ones that I'm going to be doing real soon. So those are kind of just what you get once you've actually bought it. So let's talk about finding one. So we talked about the police station earlier. So I'm going to put in set 10277, whoops, 78. And that is the police station. Okay, so I'm going to click on it. And it pops up. And the cool thing about Rebrickable is if you go down here to alt builds, so the first little section you see are actual alt builds. So these are using just the parts from that set and maybe a handful of other parts. It's not usually a whole lot of other parts. And most of them are usually just like sidewalk pieces or other kind of little random things. So as you can see, there's the radio station that I did. There's the Daily Press down here. There's also the corner version. There's an ice cream parlor. There's the Crown Jewel, which is a really cool set. There's a post office, electro store, the double police station, which takes 2 of them. There's a call center. So anyways, lots of different alt builds. Now, not all sets have alt builds. Just, it's kind of luck of the draw of which ones do and which ones don't. But this one has a lot of really fantastic ones. So as you scroll down, these are partial alt builds. So these might be that like set plus maybe a couple more, maybe a bunch more parts. But it's usually kind of beyond the scope of one set plus a couple others. I've recently seen a couple people do this courthouse mock, and this courthouse mock is super cool as well. It takes 2 police stations. And then finally, this last section is the modification sections. So this is the set plus some sort of modification done to it. So as you can see, like this first one, there's a big police like garage extension put onto it. The Apocalypse police station is kind of where it's turned into kind of like a apocalypse, type thing. There's one with the central perk put on the bottom. A little bit of a widened police station. So you kind of get the idea. The one cool thing that I will point is that some people have made floor extensions. So like this one here is a floor extension, and you can get the parts and just add this on to your already existing police station to make it a little bit taller. And as you can see, this one's like €5, which is what, like $6 US. But so anyways, if you were to buy one, you click on it. Let's look at this courthouse one, because I think this courthouse one's super cool. So you click on it. So this is €22 for this. You get the full instructions. If you need extra parts, it will tell you that as well. There's usually tons and tons of pictures. Sometimes, and like this one is all digitally created pictures, which is totally fine. You can see that there's more pictures available elsewhere. Usually, I like to read the details right here, because this will tell you a lot. So it says all the parts that you need are from these 2 sets alone. So you do not need any extra parts. You can see there's detailed interiors. There's, lots of pictures. This one's really well done. There's lots and lots of pictures, lots and lots of descriptions. And tells you right here, tells you right there what you need to do the alt build. It says just 2 copies of the police station. Let's go back and let's take a look at maybe one that takes some extra parts. So let's take a look at this police extension. So this one's €8. So what's that, about $9-10? And details. It says this is based on 2 sets of it. It says you will, right here, please note that you will need about 650 extra pieces aside from 2 set files. Now, you do get an XML file with the extra parts, which you can import directly into Bricklink to do a cart, and you can find all those. Or you can click here on Buy Parts, and it will tell you. This takes a little bit sometimes, and also gives you brick owl options, all kinds of things. I think
inventory. Sometimes they actually also list the parts that you need, like just the parts that you need beyond the set. Because this is every single part that you need, including the ones that come in the set. But some people will list for free the extra parts that you need. This one obviously doesn't. Um, but anyways, that's definitely a option as well. So if I liked this but I didn't want to buy it right now, I would go over here and click like mock, and then it adds it to that list that we showed that I showed you a minute ago. Um, but so lots and lots of options here. For any of these, and you get PDFs of the directions. And I would say I have not had any that were totally just awful. They're usually pretty good. There's usually maybe a little bit of unusual building techniques just because they're trying to use just the parts available. So sometimes there's parts that I will sub out from my own part supply to make something build better. Like maybe it's a 1x4 and a 1x2, and I'll substitute for a 1x6, so like there's no joints that line up or something like that. But generally, they're all usually pretty good as far as that goes. Um, you can also just do a search. So let's go back to the main menu, and I'm just going to search police station. And so right here, the first thing is all the mocks that either are a police station or involve a police station. So a couple of these we've seen already, but like this modular police station is just someone's own building. And then sets are down here. These are like the actual Lego sets, obviously. This is a great way to find other alt builds. If you go up here to alt builds, you can just kind of peruse. There's themes, years, all kinds of things on here. So let's take a look at kind of what the process is to actually do an alt build.
Okay, so I thought I would take you through the whole process of doing an alt build. So I saw this on Rebrickable a couple months ago, honestly. Actually, probably been longer than that. But it is a alt build for the Ideas Seinfeld set, set 21328. This is now retired, but I bought this while it was still on the shelf. So that's how long I've been thinking about this. I'm pretty sure I bought it maybe on clearance or on retail. Anyway, because usually I do all builds for sets that I get at a discount, and I'm usually a pretty good discount. Um, so anyways, there is a alt build to change this into a pretzel shop, a 16 by 32 modular pretzel shop. Um, and so while I love Seinfeld, I used to watch it as a kid. Um, using this as a pretzel shop to me seems far more interesting than building this. Okay, or should I say this? Um, so we're going to go through all the steps to find it on Rebrickable, buy the instructions, and then going through and building it, and maybe we'll even place it in the city. We'll see. All right, so let's get over to Rebrickable to get the directions. So over here on Rebrickable, we're going to go up here and type in the set number 21328, search, and the first one that comes up, Parisian Bakery. So this is the set we're going to do, or this is the mock we're going to do. I read through this already. It does not need any additional pieces, so we're good to go there. There's a couple different. There's an update here. It says V2, so that's all fine. We're gonna click Buy Mock Instructions. Pops up. I am going to pay with PayPal, and I'm gonna block out all the stuff that I don't want you to see. And we're going to do this and complete purchase. And there we go. You can see that it is now popped up over here. And I'm going to click on this. We're going to download. And it'll download. Okay, so this finally downloaded. And as you can see, it's just like normal Lego directions. Okay. I'm not going to go too far because I want you, if you're going to do this, to actually buy the directions and support the person who made these. Um, but as you can see, they are just like normal Lego directions. When I do the build this, I am not going to include the directions in the screen capture as I do sometimes. Um, we're just going to go ahead and go through these. And yeah, so the next step will be to sort out the set. Okay, so the first step here is to go ahead and open up the set and take all the bags out. Okay, and we're done with the box. I will probably hold on to this box because idea sets usually do pretty okay. Long-term investment type things. Um, Manual we don't need, but I'm going to scan that barcode so I can get my 20 cents picking up nickels. Um, but we'll put that off to the side. Sometimes you do use the stickers, so I keep that close by, but sometimes you don't. It just depends on the set. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to go through and sort these out into. I get these little cups from Target, and these cups are getting a little bit harder to find lately. I don't know if Target's in the process of discontinuing them or what. IKEA has some pretty good ones. But anyways, you just need some sort of something to sort into, and whatever process works for you is what you should do. Um, I would, however, recommend sorting by part type, not by color. Do not sort by color. If you have a whole container of 1x2s and you need a black one, it will be significantly easier to pick a black 1x2 out of a pile of 1x2s than picking out a black 1x2 out of a pile of black. Okay? Significantly easier. So I'm going to sort by part type, and depending on the set depends on kind of how finite I will sort. Um, so just on real quick look, it looks like there's a whole bunch of these gray profile bricks with the lines, the vertical and the horizontal lines. So I will probably make a separate container for those. Um, and that might be about it. Um, just looking kind of quickly. Yeah, I don't see anything else that there's a lot of one piece to do. Um, Again, just trying to make it easy to be able to grab pieces when we go to actually start building it. So I'm going to go ahead and start sorting, and hopefully this won't take me too long. And I just go bag by bag and sort. Okay, so this is what I ended up with. I wanted to show you this just kind of real quick. Um, and I may, as I start to build, I might sort some of this down even more. But this is kind of where I landed with this. This is, and I always end up with one of these. This is just kind of a random whatever pile of stuff. So you can see supports, bikes. I think these are like called trees. I don't know, some of the trees. You got taps. You got teapot. You got fences. Anyways, I always end up with some like random thing that just has all the kinds of stuff that doesn't have somewhere else to go. I also usually put any printed tile pieces or printed pieces into this as well, rather than into all of this. Okay. Um, This is windows and doors, both frames and actual like windows and doors. This is brick of just about any type. It's even got the like double high type, normal brick. This is plate 2 by or bigger. This is all tile. This is 1 by plate. This is any type of snot. So whether it's the like plate type snot or the brick type snot, it all goes in there. This is that profile stuff that I was saying that I was going to make a separate one for. This is jumpers of any and all type. These are modified plate. So there's a couple different type of variants in there. This is profile or masonry brick in that dark red. This is just a handful of the same type of printed tile. So I just threw it in there just to keep it all together. This is any type of round anything. These are the little plates with the little nubs on them. Um, this is a slope of any type, slope or rounded part. This is round 1 by 1 plate and then fig parts. So this is kind of where I'll start with this. Um, Sometimes, and especially if the set is like vastly bigger, like 1,500, 2,000 pieces and up, I will make separate piles for like, you can't really see, but like corner pieces, 1 bys, 1 by 2s, 1 by 3s, 1 by 4s. All that will get sorted much finer. Plates I'll sort it into like 1 bys and 2 bys, and 1 by 1s. Um, but since this is only what 1,300 pieces, I didn't feel like I needed to do that fine of a sort. Now I might get halfway through this and realize I probably should have, but we'll go from there. So this is where we're gonna start with this. And we're gonna get started building. One quick thing before I jump into building. So as you've been following me for a while, you know I put everything on Mills plates. Many reasons, but everything ends up on a Mills plate. Um, but when you're doing an alt build, they don't necessarily think about a Mills plate. So this one is really nice in that the entire build sits on these two plates. So I'm just going to build it just exactly as is and then transfer this to Mills afterwards. Okay, because as you can see, it'll fit just straight down on there. Um, Others are not so lucky. The music cafe that I did not too long ago, I had to do all kinds of base plate work to make it to be able to be milled. So that's something to keep in mind while you're building it so that you don't have to redo things later on. All right, so here it is completed. You can see the directions in the back. That's the end of it. Here it is. It's on just a normal base plate, or it's still on its plate. I did not put it on the Mills plate yet. And what I wanted to show you here real quick was these are all the pieces that are left over. So there's still some pretty good usable pieces. There's a lot of tile left, which is awesome because tile's always so hard to come by and so expensive to come by. There's another door. There's a bike, which I'm probably gonna put the bike together and stick it in like the front yard of the shop, maybe. But so these will just go into my normal parts supply and be used for something else. But yeah, here's the finished alt build. As you can see, this looks absolutely nothing like the Seinfeld set, which is kind of cool. You know, there's a little back porch with a little camera, little back patio with a light, and 2.5 floors of modular. So let me see if I can do this one-handed. So this top part comes off to reveal a cute little bedroom up here. Very similar to the bookshop modular, it makes me think of. Let's see if I can get this off. Yeah. Then there's a little like living room area with a little fireplace, little computer, and back door window, little steps going up to the loft. And then, sorry, I'm gonna put you down for a second. And then the little bakery shop. Got a little teapot, little countertop area. Entryway outside to the back patio with the little steps up. This fun little front signage and little seating area. So yeah, so that's an alt build. And I'm gonna get this stuck on the Mills plate, and maybe we'll go drop it in the city quick. Okay, so I'm thinking about doing a little restaurant row here. And I might change up the sidewalks to kind of make them all match if this is what I ultimately decide to do. But obviously these two this is the alt build that we just did. This is the alt build I did the other day with the Queer Eye set. And then this is the Parisian restaurant, which is the modular. Whoops, there's the Parisian restaurant. So I'm thinking this might be where this lives. So I might change up the front sidewalk to make it all match. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so that's how you do an alt build. And it's a great way to just add some variety into your city, pretty easily to acquire the parts, because basically you just have to go find the set or sets and maybe a few extra parts and, find the directions and build it. So yeah, so if you like this video, make sure you subscribe, and stay tuned for some more. I'm definitely going to do some more, and, I'm going to get back into doing some city stuff now that I got the room moved around. Maybe a room tour coming up soon. Awesome. Thanks for watching, y'all. See you later.